Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Steven here, Northwest Small Batch Brewing. And it is time for a brew chat, a brew talk, however you want to talk about it. This is where I do a discussion about something brewing related in between brewing my beer. By the way, I just bottled a beer that I'm going to be putting on the channel here soon, and it smells amazing, so I can't wait to show you that. In the meantime, let's talk about adding flavor to your beer. Cheers. This beer, actually that's not too bad. I was going to say it's a little old. October, November, December. It's only a couple months, actually. That's not bad. It doesn't taste too bad. All right. Just trying to get through my beer here. All right, adding flavor to your homebrew beer. So there's different kinds of things you can add, right? And some of it I can't talk about because I wouldn't have time in one video. For example, is fruit. Fruit is needs its whole separate video. But you know, we're talking about adding extract to your, which I've done before, purees, which I've done before. Syrups, which I have not really, well, I think I might have tried it once, and tinctures. So most of these, you know, you're gonna get already bottled up in kind of like purees come in a bottle already. You know, you don't have to like sanitize them or anything or worry about it. You can just pour the amount in that you want. Most of the time when you buy stuff like that, just use the recommended amount on the bottle. However, you might want to do a little less and then taste test, because sometimes, you know, whatever their suggestion is might be a little bit too much or too little for you. I had that problem with my most recent Czech plum lager. Way too much puree, plum puree in that one. Hey, I learned my lesson. But really, this video is more about tinctures. I want to talk a little bit about tinctures. This is going to be a short video, I think. I don't have a whole lot to say, but there is one thing in particular I want to explain that I think is important. First of all, make sure we're all on the same playing field here. What is a tincture? Tincture is simply taking some sort of product or flavor enhancer and putting it into a liquor, you know, alcohol, in order to create a flavored, you know, liquid. So why would you do that? For example, maybe you would do that with cacao. I did that with cacao recently. Maybe you would do that with vanilla beans. Maybe you would do that even with coconut or something. All kinds of stuff, right? Well, one reason you do it is because it sanitizes it, right? When you put it in the alcohol, now it's perfectly okay to add to your beer because the alcohol would have killed anything. That's the whole point of beer being beer. It's hard to have an actual infection in beer. Not impossible, but hard. Because once the yeast takes action and you start having alcohol, not much wants to grow in alcohol. All right. So sanitizes, you can oftentimes get more flavor. And one of the reasons you can do that is because certain things will, like let's say I take wood, if I'm gonna, you know, barrel age by just putting wood staves or something in, or maybe cacao, like I said, something that, you know, if you just throw that into the beer, you're not going to get a lot of flavor because it takes too long for the beer to try to extract the flavor from it. But if you put it in alcohol, alcohol is going to pull that flavor out much more rapidly for you, especially the wood. All right, so I kind of take this from the land of wood, which is, you know, barrel aging or aging your whiskeys, stuff like that. There is a certain ABV you want. In other words, you don't want to take like a 40% vodka or something. That will sanitize it enough, but you're not going to get the best out of it if that's what you're using. You need a higher proof, higher percentage of alcohol in your booze, in your liquor, to really take advantage of making this tincture. There's a couple ways you can do that. All right, you can start, if you want to clear, you don't want any kind of flavored, you could use vodka. Now they do have kind of what we would call barrel strength vodka, even though vodka is not put in a barrel. But you can get higher proof vodka. They pull the way they distill it, it can be higher. I think you can get like 60% vodka, 60% ABV. If you go that way. The other way a lot of people do is Everclear. Everclear is fine. You can do Everclear. The problem is I don't think you want the really strong stuff. I mean, full strength Everclear is something like 95% ABV. That's too much. You don't need that. There's another version of Everclear that you can get that's I think around 75% ABV. I think that's still overkill, but it's much closer, right, than the 95. You can also use whiskey. If you're going to use whiskey, you can get barrel strength whiskey if you can. Hopefully you can find one that's not too expensive. You don't want to use your good stuff for this, but yeah, I think you're aiming for 65%. That's about what most distilleries will age their whiskey in barrels at, around 65% ABV, in order to get the most flavor out of the wood, because you need that extra ABV in order to do that. So that's kind of the secret here to tinctures to keep in mind. You don't want to use your just good old, liqueur, strength stuff. You want something a little bit stronger to really get that flavor out. And then the last thing that we could talk about here is how long, right? You put the wood or your cacao or your vanilla beans or whatever it is you're making the tincture out of. How long do you do it? So you basically just put it in a jar and then cover it with liquid, with the alcohol. 2 to 4 weeks really is plenty for beer anyway, for your beer, because the problem is you can leave it longer, of course, but the problem is if you are making beer, generally speaking, you let it ferment for, well, people vary. My personal opinion is most beers ferment for about a month in the fermenter, and then you can rack it off of there, or if you're going to serve it, you could just, if you have a pressure rated fermenter like I do, you just serve it right off that fermenter. I think after 4 weeks, that's when you have a good, you dump that in, and then if you're serving off of that, it could sit for another month, right, with that in your beer actually matriculating. It's probably not the right word, but getting that flavor from whatever you put in it going. So if you're going to do a tincture, my recommendation is give it at least 4 weeks, as much time as you can at least. Don't just give it a week and then toss it in the fermenter. See, try to give it some time to really get the flavors going. That's about it. That's all I had going tonight. I'll be back next week with another video, and until then, keep on brewing. Cheers.